Nutrition. I hope you guys are having a fabulous summer so far and have been loving all the delicious HealthNut treats all summer long. And I'm so excited for today's video because I'm making s'mores cheesecake bars. These things are awesome, they're easy to make, they're delicious, and it's probably the best no-bake cheesecake recipe I've made on my channel to date. I really impressed myself with this one. I hope you guys like it, so let's just hop right into the recipe. For the crust, you will need raw pecans and rolled oats, melted coconut oil, sea salt, cinnamon, and some medjool dates. In a food processor, go ahead, add in your pecans and your oats with some sea salt and the cinnamon. Pop the lid on and then process that for about 15 seconds until everything is reaches a fine crumble. And as always, the full recipe will be over on my blog, healthnutnutrition.ca. I will have a link for it down below. Once that is turned into a fine crumb, then you can go ahead and add in your pitted medjool dates. I just scatter mine throughout the mixture so they blend more evenly. Pop the lid on and blend some more. And at this time, I also like to slowly add in my coconut oil, making sure it's not too hot. I let mine sit out so it's about room temperature. Pour that right in, and then everything will come together and form more of a sticky crust. Next, taking your baking pan, you can just take a little bit of coconut oil and grease it lightly. This is a great hack to make it easier for your parchment paper to stick to the pan. I found this out by mistake, but it works really well. So then you're just gonna measure out your parchment paper. I let mine have a little bit of extra room on the edges so I can easily pull out my bars if they are hard to get out. But you just wanna line it with the parchment paper. Then you can pour in your crust mixture. I leave a little bit on the side because we're gonna crumble that on top afterwards. So totally optional, you can throw in the whole thing now, but I'm just setting some aside for later. Then using your hands, just press down on the crust so it forms a nice bottom layer in the pan, so it'll be a great base for our cheesecake filling. Once that has been firmly pressed into the pan, you can just set it aside in the freezer to firm up a little bit more. Now for the cheesecake filling, you will need raw cashews, which I soaked overnight, coconut milk, I like to use the full fat, maple syrup, lemon juice, chocolate chips, coconut oil solid, mini marshmallows, sea salt, and vanilla. In a high-speed blender, I'm using a Vitamix. I'll have a link for the exact one I'm using down below. I'm gonna add in the cashews, coconut milk, maple syrup, basically all the ingredients. I juiced my lemon, added the vanilla and the sea salt, and that's gonna give it that cheesy taste. Blend it up on high until creamy and smooth. And this is what it should look like. Pour that mixture right over top of your bottom crust layer. Spread it evenly with a rubber spatula. You're going to set that aside to freeze for about 4 hours, and while that's freezing, we can make our chocolate sauce. In a small saucepan with some water and a glass bowl, you're gonna add in your chocolate chips and that little bit of coconut oil, and then just simmer that on low until melted. You just wanna make sure you're constantly stirring it so that the chocolate doesn't melt. Once your cheesecake layer has set in the freezer, you can start adding in your toppings. I'm using those chocolate chips. Spread them out evenly. And then I'm gonna just crumble that extra crust layer that we just set aside. You can use as much or as little as you want. This is just gonna give it that extra graham cracker effect on top of our s'mores. And then I'm just sprinkling on my mini marshmallows. And this is totally optional, but I have this fun little kitchen torch here, which I've been wanting one forever, and I'm just toasting the tops of my marshmallows. It actually doesn't seem as crazy as it is. It was really easy, just be careful not to catch the parchment paper on fire. I did that once when I was testing. Then you're gonna take your chocolate syrup that you made earlier and just drizzle it all on top of all those toppings. This is the best part, guys. It's as good as it looks, and I couldn't wait to eat these when I was making it. Just put as much or as little of the chocolate drizzle as you want. I put a lot, as you can see, and I just put it in this little bottle I got from Bulk Barn. Super easy to make it look a little bit extra fancy. Pop that into the freezer just for a couple minutes, but the chocolate hardens pretty quickly on top. Once you're ready to eat, just let your cheesecake sit outside on the counter for about 15 minutes and then take a sharp knife and cut it into bars. Best part is, if you're the one cutting, you can make your own portion sizes and you can make them as little or as big as you like and still call it one portion. Scoop out a nice large helping of the s'mores cheesecake bar and enjoy it right away. It doesn't need anything else added to it because it already has all the fun toppings. And you guys are gonna be so amazed by how delicious this tastes and how much like cheesecake it tastes. Enjoy it with some friends on a hot summer day, and you're welcome. So that's gonna be it for today's recipe. I hope you guys try out these s'mores cheesecake bars. Let me know what you think. Send me a photo on social media using the hashtag HealthNutEats so I can find it and like it. Also, I've been loving all the photos on Snapchat. The Snapchat fam for HealthNut is amazing. I love you guys. And I'm gonna actually enjoy one here right with you guys today. I've already been nibbling at it, but I just wanna show you how soft and delicious it is. I take mine out for like 10-15 minutes before I wanna eat it. This is so good. Like I said, it's my favorite raw cheesecake recipe to date. It's amazing. So good. Try it out. Let me know what you think. And if you guys like this recipe and want to see more recipes like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. You can do so by clicking right here. And I will see you guys in next week's video.